Hey everybody, this is Madison with Health by Ratio, and in this video, we are going to talk about how to gently reverse the effects of sitting, how we can do some just little bits and pieces here and there throughout our day to reverse the impacts that sitting can take on our body. I can't wait to get into this topic, but if you guys aren't aware of who I am and what I do, I'm the founder of Health by Ratio. My team and I consist of licensed physical therapists, orthopedic movement specialists, corrective exercise specialists, as well as functional health coaches. And we work holistically with our clients online with customized programs and coaching that guide them out of recurring pains and injuries and bridge the gap towards the actual activities that they love to do, the way that they live to live abundantly fit and active lives, whether that's around a sport, whether that's around a form of exercise, whether that's just keeping up with the grandkids. So that's what I want to transition to in our topic today about sitting, because many of us sit throughout our day, at least here, bits and pieces here and there. Like some of us are sitting in the car for several hours at a time. Some of us are sitting at our desks in front of our computers for several hours at a time. And some of us are just kind of like taking a load off at the end of the day, watching some TV and decompressing after a long day of work. So sitting is a prevalent aspect of what we do, but it takes a toll on us if we don't do some simple things to counterbalance it. So that's what I want to go over. And these are techniques that we teach all of our clients, and easy ways that they can open up their hips and improve their back health and get themselves in neutral positions regularly. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a simple activation that you could do just like at work, at any time, or throughout your day. It takes like 30 seconds. And it's what we call active standing. It's the first thing that everybody learns in our program. And the second thing that I'm going to show is a quick stretch that you can do whenever you have time and space to do it in. So first and foremost, active standing is basically your perfect posture and your perfect activation around standing. So what we're going to do is we're going to get shoulder width apart, toes pointed forward. Check your feet that they're actually pointed forward. That's important. We're not going to let one foot turn out or both feet turn out. We're going to get them straight. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to wake up our glutes. So the easiest way to think about it is clench the butt cheeks. Just tell yourself, clench my butt cheeks together. All right. So as I clench my butt cheeks together, what I should feel a little bit actually is I should feel a little bit of tension in my quads. My quads tighten up a little bit and my glutes tighten up a little bit. All right, perfect. The next thing, and this is why in part it's really important for us to have the feet straight, is I want to think about popping the arches up in my feet. And there's a couple of ways to kind of cue yourself into this. You can think about screwing your feet into the ground a little bit, and that's going to cause your arch in your foot to pop up there. Not so much that I'm lifting my big toe off the ground. My big toe should still be, that big toe and big toe pad should still be on the ground. It just should be my arch itself is lifting off the ground. That's one way of thinking about it, is kind of screwing my legs into the ground a little bit. Another way of thinking about it is just thinking about shortening your foot, almost like kind of gripping the ground and shortening your foot to pop up your arches. That's where we have some tension in the quads, and I got my glute squeeze. Okay, perfect. So it should feel like a tripod. I got my big toe pad in the ground. I got my pinky toe pad in the ground. I got my heels under the ground. Perfect. Arches are popped up. Tripod. Glutes engaged. Beautiful. Core, I just want it to wake up. So I'm not going to think about pulling the belly in. I'm just going to tighten it as if someone was about to punch me in the stomach. So just brace the core. And then, last but not least, I want to get my shoulders neutral. So the easiest way to find neutral is get my elbows bent at 90 degrees, move my arms out to the side, whatever's comfortable for me, wherever I finish, and I'm just going to drop my arms and let them relax. But I'm getting into this neutral. I should feel just a little bit of tension on the sides of my shoulders as I drop them down right here. Perfect. So now this is active standing. I should feel really solid in this position. My glutes are waking up. My feet are stable. My core is active. Everything should feel comfortable. Now I can incorporate, if I have the shoulder range of motion, a quick reach overhead. We've all kind of done this at some point or another. Intertwine the hands, fingers in between your hands and reach up. As I do this, though, I'm going to really think about squeezing my glutes. I'm not going to let myself relax the glutes and arch the back at all. So I'm keeping my glutes engaged and pressing my palms up to the ceiling. I can also, still keeping my glutes engaged, get a little bit of a lean to one side and feel this stretch come along that whole side of the body, opening up my ribs from sitting in and getting rolled forward at my shoulders. And I can lean a little bit to the other side, still squeezing my glutes. Another quick variation is doing the opposite with clasping the hands behind the back and then pulling my shoulders back and hands backwards. Still squeezing my glutes, still keeping my core tight, all that good stuff, but I get a nice shoulder stretch, pulling my chest open. Beautiful. Okay, so I've woken up my glutes a little bit, woken up my core a little bit, loosened up my shoulders, my ribs, all that good stuff. This is stuff that I can do 30 seconds throughout the day, just every hour or so. Stand up for 30 seconds and stretch it out a little bit. You can move your head around and neck around a little as well as you're doing these stretches, as you're going through this range, these quick ranges of motion, but it goes such a long way. And then whenever we get a chance, especially after a long car ride or a long day of sitting or whatever, is open up our hip flexors. And the kneeling hip flexor stretch is one of the best ways to do this, where you want to have something really padded underneath your knee, a nice cushion, pillow, something like that. You can even do this kneeling into like your couch itself or on your bed if it's nice and soft there. All the above work. But you're going to get into a kneeling position, whichever knee is down. You're going to think about, first and foremost, again, clenching that butt cheek on that side. So squeeze that butt, turn it on. Now, I'm going to only move my hips forward a couple of inches, and I'll start to feel a stretch coming across the front of the hip flexor. What I'm not doing is just pushing my hips forward and overarching the back. That's not what I want to do. I want to be at 90-90 here with my legs. I want to wake up the glutes and just inch forward. All right, now I got my stretch. And then I can add a little bit more to this while still keeping the glutes squeezed at about 15-20 seconds. I can take a deep breath in, exhale, and bring the same arm to whatever leg I'm stretching so that I can bring that same arm up, and that'll increase my stretch a little bit. And I can even create another twist to it where as I'm in that position, I can play around with it by leaning to one side or pivoting to that side. So I can lean towards the side of the front leg or pivot towards that front leg. Feel free to have something off to the side of you that you can balance and support yourself with. Now, what can be even better than all this is move in and out of it. Relax out of it, engage the glute, come into it, move and reach, and then relax out of it. Moving in and out of this position gives us a little bit of dynamic mobility, pumping some better blood towards our hip flexors, which have been closed off for this whole time. So we're opening up these guys. We can wiggle and worm ourselves around by shifting our hips to side, still squeezing the glutes the whole time, but we create some dynamic mobility to it. And in this position, we can finish off with sticking our butt back on our heels, straightening out this knee a little bit, and now I can roll my foot in and out here and create some range of motion to my hamstrings too. And I can try to pull my toes towards my head a little bit and feel a nice calf stretch in this position. But this is just some dynamic ranges of motion that I can do working through my hips and hamstrings and calves. And again, undo some of that work, some of that tightness that I experience sitting in this position throughout my day. So, guys, if you like this video, please like and share it with somebody who you know sits throughout their day and could use some activations around how they're standing, and then some quick stretches that they can do. This can save everything from your knees to your hips to your back to your neck and shoulders. So share the love. Let us know how you liked it in the comments, and feel free to subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell icon so that you get notified of when we put out new content every week on how to get this body holistically healthy and fit the way that you want. All right, everybody, enjoy. Talk to you soon.